So this is our think about it for today. So solve the equation for the variable and check your solution. So we are going to debrief this in kind of chunks. We'll debrief it to name our first fence post, and then we'll come back to another debrief for our second fence post and thinking about what our key point for today should be. So let's look at our equation. It says negative 5/10 n minus 2.5 equals negative 1/4. So similar to what we did in the last lesson, I'm going to try to rewrite this so that I don't mix up my sign. I see that I'm subtracting a number, and I'm going to rewrite subtraction as addition of a negative so that I can make sure I keep that sign straight. So that will be negative 5/10 n plus negative 2.5 equals negative 1/4. So now that I've rewritten that so that I keep my sign straight, I rewrote the subtraction as adding negative. I want to start solving. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to isolate the variable by getting rid of by balancing out this adding of negative 2 and 1/2. So in order to do that, I need to not add, but I need to subtract negative 2.5. So I'm subtracting negative 2.5 from the left-hand side of the equation, which means I also need to subtract it over here. I need to subtract negative 2.5. I know that when I subtract a negative, that's the same as adding. So I can think of this as negative 1/4 plus 2.5. And I notice that over here, my denominator is 4. So to make this computation easier for myself and to make it actually possible to do, I need to have my 1/2 in fourths as well. I know that 1/2 can be written in fourths as an equivalent fraction. That is 2/4. 2/4 and 1/2 are the same. So I'm rewriting that as 2/4 so that I can compute with negative 1/4. So when I add negative 1/4 plus 2 and 2/4, that will give me positive, because this one has the larger absolute value over here, positive 2 and 1/4. And that is going to be equal to what I have over here that I haven't yet dealt with, this negative 5/10. Negative 5/10 n. So we're going to pause there for a moment and think about what we did and what we can say about rational number addition and subtraction with equations. You'll use that to name your first fence post.